welcome to another episode of Inside the Box, our regular spot that does iClone content review. Today, as opposed to looking at one of the elite developer segments, which we've been doing for the past several episodes, we're actually going to take a look at some iClone content, some Reallusion content directly itself. And this week's focus is going to be on motions. In the past, we've done some character work and prop reviews, but we're going to expand it out into the motion segment. And in so doing, we're going to utilize the Cartoon Motion Volume 2 motion pack. As you can see here on the screen, it comes with 46 motions. It is created by Reallusion itself. It has motions ranging from expressive motions to regular movement, attitude, and dance. Of course, there's always some fun Reallusion dance moves put into the pack itself. So I think for the purpose of this particular episode, it would also be fun to utilize the actual cartoon characters that we have available to us, and they're from a range of developers. Some of them are iClone specific. As you can see here, I've loaded up a stage with some of those cartoon characters so we can take a look at the motions themselves. I've got the Mr. Pose characters. We've got the Hunter and the Chimp and the Croc from the facial exchange or facial pipeline character pack. And then we've got a bunch of the cute little characters which are from the actual Toon Pocket Pet collection itself. And I'll apply some of the motions onto these, and you can see some of the renders with it directly. So let's take a look at the actual animations themselves. They will load into your motion tab, and as you can see, I've got it broken out here. We have Cartoon Motion Volume 2. There is a Volume 1, obviously, which is structured similarly between Idle, Move, and Perform, but we're going to be focusing on Volume 2 today. So the Idle and Move is broken down into three different folders. You can see you have Dance, Idle, and Move. And I'll go through a little bit on them. You can see here in the Dance, they have actually utilized Mr. Pose as the character for the test, and it works incredibly well for it. If I apply a range of the motions, you'll be able to see some of the moves. We've got a ballet move here and gymnastics, which will do some stretching and whatnot. But they work very, very, very well with the Mr. Pose characters, and I'm sure that they use these characters as the test subjects for the actual motions themselves. So you can kind of see through all of these different dance moves that we've got put in here, and they work very, very well. They blend together very well if you're utilizing those different moves together. Now, just because they were done with the Mr. Pose doesn't mean we can't utilize them on something else. Let's say one of the little pet cartoon guys here that we have. I don't know if I have any animation on him. I'll get rid of it. But we'll take a look at one of those characters with the same type of motion. Let's apply the ballet, for example. Now you can see the motion is quite good with it. Don't be scared off by the fact that obviously you're going to have cartoon characters, likely going to have potentially some different head shapes or whatnot, or body styles. But that kind of stuff is easily fixed when you're looking at it by just using the motion menu. So if you apply the actual motion to it, you don't want it to be cutting into his head. But again, just jump into your edit motion layer on the character itself at that point, and you can pretty easily adjust so that you're not having the actual body imposed. You see how it goes through the face in that particular spot. But again, with a little quick adjustment on the motion layer, you can fix that sort of thing up fairly well and not stress on it just because of the actual body shape is different than the Mr. Pose. With a very easy tweak just like that, you'll have the actual motion then can go so it doesn't go inside the face. So you can see how that motion works very well with the character itself. Again, same thing. apply it onto different characters. Works wonderfully well for it as a whole. Go on to the idle section. Again, there's 46 different motions all in all. So dance, we've got ballet, gymnastics, kick, heel, Michael Jackson, or sorry, MJ, and music live, which is just kind of like dancing. Idle. And let's take a look over here and use the chimp for the idle motion test itself. We've got an angry, which is pretty good. Oh, I'm back at the beginning of the thing. Let me open this up so that we're not stuck on time. And we'll remove and we'll take a look at some of the animations. So we've got an angry animation. And again, same thing. Once you've applied it, you would tweak using your motion layer, but that I just showed you. The That's up to you, obviously, to do. You can do it fairly easily. We've got a depressed motion that again you can see kind of head hanging, and it works very well with the different characters. Again, we can take it over here and apply it to one of the little cute pets. And let's throw the happy motion on this guy and see what he's all about. He's going to dance around a little bit. And we'll jump up over here to another cartoon character. I'm just using these as all the different body types that so you can actually see the the look on it applied to these different characters and know that you're going to be able to work with them in a pretty good capacity. I love this Croc character that came with the facial 3D exchange pack. It's a wonderful little cartoon character in my opinion. But again, you can see his knees were wobbling, and you get the whole actual range of motion there. So pretty effective use of motions themselves. And then we have the actual moves, and there's a couple of different ones. Reallusion itself has all kinds of existing motions that you can do through the motion puppet, and you're probably looking and saying, well, why is there only two? Really, at the end of the day, with the motion puppet itself, you've got an entire library at your disposal of making a character itself walk, and these are specifically, again, cartoon-based motions. So we've got a run happy motion, and then we've got a walk tired motion. So again, these are more kind of exaggerated, cartoony type things. And again, in this area, you'd see there, you'd want to tweak his arms a little bit using a motion layer, just to adjust it as a whole. And when we look at the other options in the actual perform functions, and you can look at the way that they've got it broken down. They've got different emotions, then they've got actual physical activities, which covers off a whole big range of things: headache, sneeze, and again, you look at the motions themselves, they're a little bit exaggerated because they're designed to be cartoony in nature. We're going to just go through them here. You'll have the character fainting, good faint, and then they've got a headache, and again, you'll tweak it so that it adjusts into the actual character's motion using a motion layer very easily. Sneezing, and then we've got a snooze and I think there's a stretch here afterwards. So there's something nodding off basically when they have snooze, a stretch, and yawning. So a really good variety of motions that you can combine when you're trying to tell your story for the the animation that you're looking at. Again, you'd fix that with the motion layer. And these are just transparent again because you're going to have, again, the big different body shapes, the heads and whatnot, and chests may or may not be the same size. And then we have a social and a talk. And the social is just, again, different types of movements. We'll jump back over here to the Mr. Pose character just so that you can see the actual animations in a real-time scenario here. Go back to the beginning, remove off these animations because they do have, again, good scenarios when you're talking about what you can do that aren't part of the stock animations that you would see through the motion puppet or whatnot. Shake hands, a good one. Different waves, waving options that you have for the actual character itself. So overall, the pack itself, again, 46 different motions when you look at the pack as a whole, it's currently on sale, special offer ending February 26, 2014. As of the time of this episode, it's February 12th. So you have a great early bird price of $29.95. So for under $30, you've got the 46 different motions that are, again, really good on the on a whole when we're trying to use a different sort of animation than what we can achieve with the stock ones. So, and that's really the strength of these types of packs, because they're little animations that are would be more difficult to obtain versus, again, using your stock motion puppets and tweaking, which in combination with these you would be able to round out quite a pretty diverse base as a whole. So the real scenario that you can see with pretty much any of the cartoon characters that you can utilize and apply these motions directly to. So at $30, I think that it's pretty good value from iClone, from Reallusion, putting forward that type of a pack. And as we mentioned, they do have different bundles because they've got Volume 1, Volume 2. Volume 1, very similar. Again, you're looking now as a pack. They've got it on sale for $60. Basically, you've got a $100 value for $60, which is pretty good. And then there's obviously, they go through and have a bunch of different bundles that you could look at for the actual package itself. And those motions, again, don't necessarily have to be applied to cartoon characters. Obviously, you can apply them to a regular character, as the, any of the G5 type characters. You want to take something like a Chuck, and let's throw Chuck into the stage. And when we're looking at him, same thing. You're going to get the ability to apply any of those motions onto Chuck, excuse me, which would work just as well. And I'll give you a quick look at that. If we're going to throw on one of the cartoon motions, again, it'll give them more of that exaggerated cartoony feel, but it certainly does work very, very well with any of the regular characters. So don't think that just because they're listed as cartoon motions that you have to obviously apply them just with the cartoony characters. And that pretty much sums it up. So I hope you enjoyed the episode and look forward to bringing you more inside the box. Until next time.